Have you ever wondered what makes our solar system so extraordinary? From moons that spew ice volcanoes to storms that have raged for centuries, the solar system is full of astonishing phenomena that defy imagination. Did you know that some planets have magnetic fields so strong they could disrupt your compass from millions of miles away? Join us as we dive into the top 7 most unique features of our solar system, unveiling the wonders that make our celestial neighborhood one of a kind. The Great Red Spot on Jupiter. Let's talk about one of the most jaw-dropping wonders in the solar system, Jupiter's Great Red Spot. This colossal storm is so massive it could swallow Earth whole, spinning for centuries like a never-ending cosmic hurricane. More than just a storm, it's an iconic feature of Jupiter, a reddish-orange vortex that has raged for at least 400 years. With winds tearing through it at up to 430 miles per hour, it's more ferocious than the strongest hurricanes on Earth. What powers this tempest? Unlike Earth's storms, which feed on warm ocean water, the Great Red Spot draws energy from Jupiter's internal heat. This heat, generated by the planet's immense size and gravitational compression, fuels the storm like an unstoppable engine. Fascinatingly, the Great Red Spot has been shrinking over the past century. Once over 25,000 miles wide in the late 1800s, it's now about 10,000 miles across, still large enough to fit Earth but steadily diminishing. No one knows why it's shrinking, but it raises a compelling question. Could this ancient storm disappear in our lifetime? Beyond its visual grandeur, the Great Red Spot is a scientific treasure. Studying it reveals insights into gas giant atmospheres and the dynamics of extreme weather systems. It also helps scientists understand similar phenomena on distant exoplanets. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is more than a storm. It's a blend of beauty, power, and science, swirling together in one mesmerizing spectacle. Saturn's rings, a cosmic masterpiece. Saturn's rings are undoubtedly one of the most breathtaking sights in our solar system. Picture this: a planet wrapped in shimmering bands of icy particles stretching across hundreds of thousands of miles. These iconic rings make Saturn the showstopper of the night sky, often called the jewel of the solar system. What's fascinating is that these rings aren't solid. They're made up of countless chunks of ice and rock, ranging from tiny grains to massive boulders, all orbiting Saturn like cosmic dancers. What's even more astonishing is how thin these rings are. Though they span up to 175,000 miles across, they're only about 30 feet thick on average, like stretching a sheet of paper over a football field. Scientists believe the rings formed from debris of shattered moons, comets, or asteroids caught in Saturn's immense gravity. It's a stunning example of the universe turning chaos into beauty. The brightness of Saturn's rings comes from their composition, mostly water ice, which reflects sunlight brilliantly. The rings are divided into distinct sections such as the A, B, and C rings, with gaps like the Cassini division creating a mesmerizing, intricate pattern. This combination of shimmering ice and dramatic gaps makes Saturn's rings look like the universe's most elegant jewelry. Here's the bittersweet truth: Saturn's rings won't last forever. Over time, gravity pulls the particles toward the planet in a process called ring rain. While the rings are expected to disappear in tens of millions of years, we're fortunate to witness their beauty now. Saturn's rings aren't just a cosmic masterpiece, they're a fleeting one, reminding us of the ever-changing nature of the universe. They are a spectacular blend of science and art, offering a glimpse into the creativity of the cosmos. Enceladus, the moon that sprays water into space. Enceladus might seem unassuming at first glance, but this tiny moon of Saturn is one of the most remarkable places in our solar system. Just 310 miles wide, it's covered in bright white ice that reflects nearly all the sunlight it receives, making it one of the most reflective objects in space. But what truly sets Enceladus apart is its spectacular geysers, which shoot massive plumes of water vapor, ice, and organic molecules into space. These geysers erupt from cracks near the moon's south pole, known as tiger stripes. What's even more fascinating is that scientists believe the water comes from a vast subsurface ocean hidden beneath its icy crust. Despite its cold, distant location, Enceladus's ocean remains liquid due to tidal friction, heat generated by Saturn's gravitational pull and interactions with nearby moons. This makes Enceladus one of the few places in the solar system where liquid water might exist, raising the tantalizing possibility of life. The material ejected from the geysers doesn't just fall back to the moon, it also contributes to Saturn's faint E-ring. NASA's Cassini spacecraft even flew through these plumes, discovering organic molecules, the building blocks of life. This incredible finding has made Enceladus a key focus for astrobiology, as its hidden ocean could potentially harbor microbial life. Future missions are already being planned to explore Enceladus further. Scientists hope to land probes on its surface or sample its plumes directly to search for signs of life. Enceladus isn't just another icy moon, it's a beacon of possibility in our quest to find alien life. This tiny, icy world reminds us how much mystery and wonder still await in the vastness of space. Wouldn't you love to explore it? The Sun's mysterious corona. The Sun isn't just a fiery ball of gas. It's a cosmic powerhouse full of mysteries, and one of its most fascinating features is the corona. The corona is the Sun's outermost atmospheric layer, and it's not just hot, it's astonishingly hot. While the Sun's surface is around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, the corona reaches a staggering 1 to 3 million degrees Fahrenheit. That's millions of degrees hotter than the surface, a phenomenon scientists are still trying to understand. One of the most mesmerizing views of the corona happens during a total solar eclipse. When the moon blocks out the sun, the faint glowing halo of the corona appears, its flowing plasma creating an almost magical spectacle. But don't be fooled by its beauty. The corona is an incredibly dynamic and volatile region. It's the birthplace of solar winds, streams of charged particles that travel at up to 500 miles per second, creating auroras on Earth but also threatening satellites and power grids during intense solar storms. The mystery of why the corona is so much hotter than the sun's surface, known as the coronal heating problem, has puzzled scientists for decades. Some theories suggest bursts of energy called nanoflares, created by the sun's magnetic fields, might heat the corona. Others propose that energy waves traveling through the sun's magnetic field deposit heat into the corona. Missions like NASA's Parker Solar Probe are venturing closer than ever to solve this cosmic puzzle. Beyond its scientific intrigue, the corona plays a critical role in shaping space weather across the solar system. Solar flares and massive plasma eruptions, known as coronal mass ejections, originate in this mysterious layer, sending shock waves through space. Understanding the corona isn't just about solving solar mysteries, it's essential for protecting Earth's technology and future space missions. So the next time you gaze at the sun, remember it's not just a star. It's a celestial enigma with a crown of fire that both inspires and challenges our understanding of the universe. Neptune's supersonic winds. When it comes to extreme weather, Neptune takes the crown as the wildest planet in our solar system. Imagine winds so powerful they reach supersonic speeds of over 1,200 miles per hour, faster than the speed of sound. These are some of the most intense winds ever observed, making Neptune a chaotic weather powerhouse. The surprising part? Neptune is incredibly far from the sun, and its atmosphere should be freezing and calm. Instead, it's a stormy, dynamic world. Neptune's atmosphere, made mostly of hydrogen, helium, and methane, gets its beautiful deep blue color from the methane. But beneath that serene exterior lies an incredibly turbulent environment. The planet's winds are driven by a combination of internal heat and rapid rotation. Remarkably, Neptune generates more heat from its core than it receives from the sun. This heat rises and interacts with the atmosphere, creating conditions for the planet's astonishingly fast winds. Combine this with Neptune's quick 16-hour rotation, and you have a recipe for atmospheric chaos. One of Neptune's most famous weather phenomena is the Great Dark Spot, discovered by Voyager 2. This massive storm, comparable in size to Earth, had winds that reached extraordinary speeds. Although it disappeared after a few years, other storms have since emerged, keeping Neptune's atmosphere as unpredictable as ever. Scientists are still studying how these storms form and why Neptune's winds are so much faster than those on other planets. Neptune's violent winds aren't just a weather marvel, they're a scientific mystery. Understanding them can provide valuable insights into the atmospheres of other gas giants and even distant exoplanets. So the next time you see a picture of Neptune's calm, stunning blue, remember it's hiding some of the fastest and most chaotic winds in the solar system. Beneath its tranquil appearance lies a dynamic world of relentless storms and incredible speed. The Kuiper Belt's hidden worlds. Let's journey to the edge of the solar system, where the mysterious Kuiper Belt lies, a vast, icy expanse that's like the solar system's secret attic. This ring of icy debris, located beyond Neptune, stretches billions of miles and holds remnants from the solar system's formation. It's a cosmic time capsule filled with ancient hidden worlds waiting to be explored. While Pluto is the most famous resident, it's just one of thousands of fascinating objects in the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt is home to dwarf planets, comets, and countless icy bodies known as Kuiper Belt objects, or KBOs. Made of frozen gases, water, and rock, these objects are around 4.5 billion years old. Among them are dwarf planets like Pluto, Eris, Haumea, and Makemake, each with unique traits. Haumea, for instance, has a bizarre egg-like shape and rapid rotation. These icy bodies are like ancient relics, offering a glimpse into the solar system's early days. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Kuiper Belt is its role as a source of comets. When KBOs are knocked out of their orbits, they can travel toward the inner solar system, becoming comets with bright tails as they near the sun. These cosmic travelers offer clues about the raw materials that help build the planets, like postcards from the solar system's past. Despite its significance, the Kuiper Belt remains largely unexplored. NASA's New Horizons mission gave us the first close-up view of Pluto, and has since studied other KBOs like Arrokoth, a snowman-shaped object that has deepened our understanding of these distant worlds. This icy region challenges what we know about planetary formation and the outer solar system's dynamics. The Kuiper Belt isn't just the solar system's outer edge, it's a gateway to uncovering the history of our cosmic neighborhood and understanding our place in the universe. Who knows what secrets this icy frontier still holds? It's a reminder of how much there is left to discover beyond the familiar planets. The solar system's magnetic bubble. Let's dive into one of the most fascinating features of our solar system, the heliosphere. Picture a giant bubble stretching billions of miles, wrapping around all the planets, asteroids, and comets, shielding us from the harshness of interstellar space. This massive magnetic bubble, created by the sun, acts as the solar system's personal shield, constantly shaped by solar winds and cosmic forces. The heliosphere begins at the sun, where the solar wind, streams of charged particles traveling at millions of miles per hour, radiates outward, carrying the sun's magnetic field. As these particles travel, they form a boundary marking the edge of the sun's influence, known as the heliopause. Beyond this boundary lies interstellar space, filled with cosmic rays and interstellar winds. The heliosphere blocks much of this harmful radiation, creating conditions that make life on Earth possible. What's remarkable is how alive the heliosphere seems. The sun's 11-year activity cycle causes the heliosphere to expand during high solar wind output and contract during quieter periods, like a pulsating balloon. NASA's Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 spacecraft crossed the heliopause, providing groundbreaking data about this boundary and revealing what lies beyond. The heliosphere's significance extends far beyond shielding us from cosmic rays. It plays a key role in understanding how our solar system interacts with the galaxy and could impact space travel or even extraterrestrial life. The heliosphere isn't just a shield, it's a dynamic, evolving force connecting us to the universe at large and shaping the way we understand our place in space. And that's a wrap on the solar system's most unique features. From the violent winds of Neptune to the icy plumes of Enceladus, our cosmic neighborhood never ceases to amaze. If you enjoyed this journey through space, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the universe with us. Imagine a universe so bizarre that even science fiction can't keep up. Planets where it rains molten glass, worlds blacker than coal, and even rogue planets that drift alone in the dark. These aren't fantasy, they're real. Today, we're diving into 7 of the strangest planets ever discovered. Each one is weirder than the last, and trust me, by the end, you'll be questioning just how strange the universe can get. Buckle up, this is going to be mind-blowing. HD 189733b. Imagine stepping onto a world where the sky is a stunning deep blue, like a tropical paradise. But don't be fooled, this is no vacation spot. This is HD 189733b, and it will shred you to pieces before you can take a single step. Located 64.5 light-years away, this exoplanet may look beautiful from a distance, but its atmosphere is a brutal war zone. The winds here roar at over 5,400 miles per hour, that's 7 times the speed of sound. And if that isn't terrifying enough, those winds are carrying shards of molten glass blasting through the air like nature's own sandblaster. Imagine a never-ending storm where the rain doesn't just soak you, it slices you apart. But how did it get this way? Well, its hellish weather comes from its extremely close orbit to its star, which superheats its atmosphere. The intense heat evaporates silicate particles, which later cool and form glass droplets, only to be swept sideways by the extreme winds. And that deep blue color, it's not from a peaceful ocean. Scientists believe it comes from the silicate particles reflecting blue light. So, while Earth's blue skies come from a scattering effect in our gentle atmosphere, HD 189733b's blue comes from something much more violent. A world of razor-sharp rain, hurricane-speed winds, and scorching temperatures. This planet is as deadly as it is mesmerizing. TOI 849b. What if I told you there's a planet out there that lost everything except its heart? That's TOI 849b, a world that shouldn't exist, yet it does. This exoplanet, sitting 730 light-years away, is thought to be the exposed core of a former gas giant. Imagine Jupiter stripped of its atmosphere, left bare and vulnerable. That's TOI 849b. It's 3 times the mass of Earth but far denser, suggesting it was once covered in thick, swirling clouds of gas, just like our own gas giants. But something catastrophic happened. Did its star rip away its atmosphere over time? Was it the result of a violent planetary collision, or did it somehow fail to develop a proper atmosphere in the first place? Scientists still aren't sure. But one thing's certain, this planet is a goldmine of secrets. By studying TOI 849b, astronomers have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to study what's inside a gas giant, something we'll never be able to do with Jupiter or Saturn. What elements make up its core? What does a planet look like after it's been stripped to the bone? This planet is a ghost of what once was. A lonely, exposed core drifting in space, holding the key to the past of many gas giants. WASP-12b. Some planets are born to die, and WASP-12b is one of them. This doomed world, located 1,400 light-years away, is slowly being eaten alive by its own sun. Unlike planets that drift peacefully in their orbits, WASP-12b is in a death spiral, orbiting so close to its star that it completes a full orbit in just 1.1 days. That's right, 1 year on this planet is barely more than 1 Earth day. But that's not the worst part. The extreme closeness to its star means the planet is being pulled apart by intense gravitational forces. It's not a perfect sphere anymore. It's been stretched into an egg shape, with gases being ripped away into space. Over time, its entire atmosphere will be consumed, and in about 10 million years, it will be completely gone. What's even stranger? WASP-12b is blacker than coal. It absorbs about 94% of all light that hits it, making it one of the darkest planets ever discovered. Imagine a world where no sunlight reflects back, a pitch-black dying planet, slowly being devoured by its own parent star. This is the ultimate planetary tragedy. A world that won't last. It's being erased from existence little by little, every single second. And one day, all that will remain is its star, glowing in the darkness, as if the planet was never there at all. Rogue planets. Imagine a planet with no sunrise, no sunset, no warmth, no star to call home. This is the fate of rogue planets, worlds that wander the galaxy alone. Unlike Earth, which orbits the sun in a predictable, stable path, rogue planets drift aimlessly through space, unbound by the gravitational pull of any star. Scientists believe these planets were once part of solar systems but were violently ejected, either from massive planetary collisions, gravitational chaos, or encounters with other stars. And the craziest part? There could be more rogue planets than stars in the Milky Way. Some estimates suggest trillions of these lonely wanderers are scattered across our galaxy. But what happens to a planet that has no sun? Without a nearby star, rogue planets don't have the luxury of sunlight. Their surfaces are shrouded in eternal darkness, frozen solid unless they have an internal heat source. But some could still support life, if they have a thick enough atmosphere or a hidden ocean under a layer of ice. Picture an entire Earth-like planet, floating in the void, never seeing daylight, its only light coming from distant stars. It's eerie, it's lonely, and it's out there right now drifting silently through the abyss. 55 Cancri E. What if I told you there's a planet out there that might be worth more than our entire planet combined? Meet 55 Cancri E, a world so extreme that scientists believe it could be made of solid diamond. This exoplanet, located 41 light-years away, is twice the size of Earth but nearly 9 times as dense. It orbits so close to its star that a year lasts only 18 hours, meaning it's locked in a never-ending inferno, with temperatures soaring over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,200 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt iron. So why do scientists think it's a diamond planet? Its composition suggests it has an unusually high carbon content, and with intense pressure and heat, carbon can transform into pure diamond. That means if 55 Cancri E really is carbon-rich, parts of its crust, mantle, or even core could be diamond. But before you start planning a space mining mission, there's a catch. Recent research suggests the planet may not be pure diamond but instead covered in magma oceans, making it more of a fiery hellscape than a sparkling gemstone. Still, whether it's a diamond treasure trove or a molten wasteland, 55 Cancri A is one of the most bizarre and valuable planets we've ever discovered. TRES 2b. Some planets shine, others reflect light. But TRES 2b does something even stranger. It absorbs almost all the light that hits it. This exoplanet, found 750 light-years away, is officially the darkest planet ever discovered, blacker than coal, ink, or even the blackest paint on Earth. Scientists were shocked when they measured how much light bounced off this planet. The answer? Almost none. TRES 2b reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it, making it darker than any known celestial body. It's like a giant black hole in space, except it's a planet. But why is it so dark? Its atmosphere contains chemicals that trap light, instead of reflecting it. Unlike Jupiter, which has bright clouds that make it visible from Earth, TRES 2b is a light-eating monster, covered in unknown gases and minerals that absorb nearly everything. The result? A world of eternal darkness, where the only glow comes from its faint red heat, barely escaping into space. If you stood on its surface, you wouldn't be able to see your own hand in front of your face, just an endless abyss of blackness. A world that swallows light itself. TRES 2b is the closest thing to a real-life dark void. Kelt 9b. Some planets freeze, others burn, but Kelt 9b, it doesn't just burn, it boils. This ultra-hot Jupiter, located 670 light-years away, is the hottest exoplanet ever discovered. How hot? A mind-melting 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 4,300 degrees Celsius, hotter than some small stars. This planet is so close to its sun that it orbits once every 1.5 days, and the heat is so extreme that its atmosphere is literally evaporating into space. Imagine stepping outside and watching the sky peel away into the cosmos. That's what's happening to Kelt 9b right now. Because of the intense radiation, even molecules struggle to survive here. Scientists believe that common elements like hydrogen and oxygen are being torn apart by the heat, making this planet's atmosphere unlike anything we've ever seen. And the worst part, it won't last forever. Over time, Kelt 9b will be completely stripped down, leaving behind nothing but a scorched planetary core, or maybe even disappearing entirely. A planet that burns hotter than fire itself, Kelt 9b is the ultimate cosmic inferno. The universe is full of mind-bending mysteries, and these strange planets are just the beginning. Which one blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey through the cosmos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more futuristic discoveries and space wonders. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep exploring the unknown because the future is limitless. What if the universe ends tomorrow? No warning, no time to prepare, just gone. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the crazy part. Scientists actually have theories about how the universe could meet its ultimate fate, from a slow, icy death to a sudden cosmic collapse or even a reality-shattering event that happens instantly. These aren't just wild guesses, they're backed by physics. And the scariest part? Some of them could happen without us ever seeing it coming. So what's the truth? Let's dive into the ultimate doomsday theories and find out how everything we know could end. The Big Freeze. Alright, picture this. You're walking outside one night and for some reason the stars look dimmer. Not just one or two, all of them. The sky feels colder, emptier. Now what if I told you that this is exactly how the universe might end? Not with a bang, not with destruction, but with a slow, agonizing freeze. Scientists call it the Big Freeze or heat death, and honestly it's one of the scariest ways for the universe to go. Right now, our universe is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other like people trying to avoid an awkward conversation. But the problem? They never stop moving. Ever. The farther they go, the colder everything becomes. Stars will die, galaxies will vanish, and black holes will eventually evaporate, leaving behind a vast, empty, frozen void. Imagine the last star in the universe, flickering like a dying candle. No more warmth, no more light. Just eternal, infinite darkness. Even atoms might stop vibrating, meaning time itself could just stop. Forever. But here's the real kicker, this isn't something that happens in an instant. It's a slow, inevitable process that would take trillions upon trillions of years. So, if you're worried about waking up tomorrow to an ice-cold void of nothingness, don't be. We still have time, for now. The Big Rip. Okay, imagine you're holding a piece of paper. Now, slowly, tear it in half. Now again, and again. Until there's nothing left. Now, apply that same concept to the entire universe, except instead of paper, it's planets, stars, galaxies, even atoms. Welcome to the Big Rip, a theory that suggests one terrifying possibility. Dark energy could one day become so powerful that it overcomes everything. Gravity, nuclear forces, even the very fabric of space itself. Right now, dark energy is this mysterious force making the universe expand faster and faster. But what if that acceleration keeps increasing? What if, in a distant future, galaxies are torn from each other? Then solar systems? Then planets? Eventually, even your body would be stretched and ripped apart, atom by atom. And the worst part, scientists estimate that if the Big Rip is real, it would happen in a sudden, unstoppable chain reaction. First, galaxies separate. Then, black holes dissolve. Then, planets and moons start drifting away, until in the final moments, boom! Space-time itself is shredded, and the universe as we know it ceases to exist. So, while we might be safe for billions of years, if this theory turns out to be true, well, let's just say we won't see it coming. The Big Crunch. Alright, let's flip the script. What if, instead of expanding forever, the universe suddenly decided to reverse? Imagine watching a movie of the Big Bang, but in reverse. Galaxies stop moving outward and start falling back toward each other. Space itself shrinks. Stars collide. The entire universe begins to implode under its own gravity. This is the terrifying possibility of the Big Crunch. At first, it wouldn't be noticeable. The cosmos is vast, and these changes would happen over billions of years. But eventually things would get weird. Galaxies would merge in violent collisions, black holes would devour everything in sight, and temperatures would skyrocket as matter condensed. Now, picture the very last moments. Everything, stars, planets, dust, even light itself, squeezed into an unimaginable singularity. A point so dense, so hot that the laws of physics completely break down. Sound familiar? Yep. This singularity would look exactly like the one that started the Big Bang. Which raises the question, what if this isn't the first time it's happened? What if the universe doesn't just end, but resets? The Big Bounce theory suggests that once the universe collapses, another Big Bang could ignite a new beginning. A fresh universe with new galaxies, new planets, maybe even new versions of us. So is the Big Crunch the end of everything or just a cosmic reboot? We don't know. But if history really does repeat itself, the universe may be stuck in an endless loop of birth, death, and rebirth. Kind of poetic, isn't it? Vacuum decay. Alright, this one is pure nightmare fuel. Unlike the Big Freeze or the Big Crunch where the universe takes billions of years to die, this could happen at any moment, without warning. Let me introduce you to vacuum decay, or as some physicists like to call it, the Big Slurp. Sounds funny, right? Yeah, not when you realize what it means. Right now our universe exists in what's called a false vacuum, kind of like standing on thin ice. It feels stable, but beneath us, there might be something more fundamental, something more real. If a quantum fluctuation or some bizarre high-energy event were to trigger a shift, a tiny bubble of true vacuum could form. And guess what? That bubble would expand at the speed of light. You wouldn't see it coming, you wouldn't feel it, it would just happen. 1 second the universe is here. The next, gone. The laws of physics would change instantly. Atoms would stop being atoms. Time and space would cease to exist as we know them. It sounds like sci-fi, but this isn't some horror movie plot, it's actual science. Some physicists believe that if the universe is truly in a false vacuum state, then vacuum decay is inevitable. The only good news? If it happens, we wouldn't have time to process it. No suffering, no pain, just poof. So, will we wake up tomorrow and find out the universe has been rewritten? Probably not, but the possibility alone is enough to keep some scientists awake at night. Sleep well. The big bounce. Alright, let's think outside the box for a second. What if the universe never really ends? What if, instead of collapsing into nothingness or freezing over, it just bounces back? Imagine a giant cosmic heartbeat, expanding, collapsing, expanding again. This is what scientists call the big bounce. It all starts with a big crunch, where everything gets pulled back together, condensed into a singularity. But instead of staying trapped, something triggers another big bang, a new universe bursting into existence, repeating the cycle all over again. And here's where things get really crazy. What if every new universe is just slightly different? Maybe in one version the laws of physics are the same, but galaxies form in completely different places. Maybe in another, the speed of light is different or gravity is stronger, and maybe, just maybe, there's another version of you out there living a completely different life. This theory makes the universe feel less like a one-time event and more like an eternal process. The end? It's just the start of something new, over and over again, and if that's true, then maybe this isn't the first time we've had this conversation. Maybe in some past version of the universe you've already heard this before, and maybe, just maybe, you'll hear it again. The role of dark energy. Okay, now let's talk about the real mystery here, dark energy. If the universe's fate is a movie, dark energy is the director. We can't see it, we don't fully understand it, but it's shaping everything. And depending on what dark energy really is, it could decide which of these doomsday endings actually happens. Right now, dark energy makes up about 68% of the entire universe. It's like a force that's pushing everything apart, making space expand faster and faster. But here's the scary part. We have no idea what it is. Is it a constant force? Will it get stronger? Or could it suddenly change? If dark energy stays constant, the universe might just expand forever, leading us straight into the big freeze. And if it gets stronger, we might be headed for the big rip, where space itself is torn apart. But if it weakens, gravity could take over again, pulling everything back for a big crunch. And here's something even crazier. What if dark energy isn't just controlling this universe, but all universes? Some scientists think that dark energy could be linked to the multiverse, meaning that whatever happens to our universe is just a tiny piece of something much, much bigger. So, will dark energy let the universe drift into an icy grave, rip it apart, or start the cycle all over again? The truth is, we don't know. But one thing's for sure, dark energy is the key to everything. So, is the universe destined for a slow freeze, a violent collapse, or something even stranger? The truth is, we may never know until it happens. But one thing's for sure, the cosmos is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. If you love exploring the mind-blowing possibilities of science in the future, make sure to subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more deep dives into the unknown. What do you think will be the universe's ultimate fate? Let's discuss in the comments. Imagine discovering a planet so massive, yet so close to its star, that it completely challenges everything we thought we knew about the universe. What if this planet could support life, but in ways we never expected? Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's real. Astronomers have found a super-Earth that defies logic, and it's closer than you think. What would it mean for the search for life beyond Earth? Could we be looking at a world with the potential for life? Stick around and let's dive into this mind-bending discovery that's got scientists rethinking everything. What is a super-Earth? Super-Earths are a fascinating class of exoplanets that have been at the forefront of astronomical studies in recent years. But what exactly makes them so unique? Let's break it down. Super-Earths are planets that are larger than Earth, but smaller than the gas giants like Uranus or Neptune. These planets are not necessarily made of the same materials as Earth, but they do share some similarities that make them intriguing. These planets are primarily rocky, much like our own Earth, and typically sit within the habitable zone of their stars, meaning that the temperature on these planets could be just right for liquid water to exist. And we all know water is one of the key ingredients for life. Imagine a world that's just a bit bigger than Earth, with the possibility of oceans, lakes, and maybe even life. Sounds like science fiction, right? But this is a very real phenomenon astronomers are uncovering in our galaxy. Super-Earths are typically located in the so-called Goldilocks zone, where conditions are neither too hot nor too cold. While this term might seem a little whimsical, it's based on the idea that these planets could potentially harbor life in a way that is very similar to Earth. They are a bit more massive than Earth, which can influence everything from gravity to the planet's atmosphere. The concept of a super-Earth challenges our assumptions about how planets form and what the possibilities for life in the universe really are. So next time someone mentions a super-Earth, just know that we're talking about planets with the potential to be life-bearing, and they're out there, waiting to be discovered. The discovery. Let's jump into the thrilling moment when astronomers made this incredible discovery, TOI 715b, a super-Earth that's capturing everyone's attention. It's not just the fact that it's a super-Earth, it's where and how it was found that's making waves in the scientific community. TOI 715b orbits a red dwarf star about 137 light-years away from Earth, a distance that seems far but is actually relatively close in cosmic terms. But here's the twist. This planet exists in the habitable zone of its star. What does that mean for us? It means that the conditions on TOI 715b could allow liquid water to exist on its surface. Yes, liquid water, one of the critical elements for life. The discovery of TOI 715b was made possible by NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, which is specifically designed to look for exoplanets that could potentially support life. Scientists are particularly excited about this discovery because TOI 715b is located at a sweet spot, not too close to its star to be scorched, but not too far to be frozen. This makes it a prime candidate for studying planetary atmospheres and understanding what it takes to support life beyond Earth. What's even more intriguing is that TOI 715b is about 1.5 times the size of Earth, putting it in that sweet middle ground that makes it an exciting prospect for further study. So, why does this matter? Well, TOI 715b represents a type of planet that could hold the key to understanding how planets with similar characteristics evolve and whether they could one day support life forms. Scientists are now looking forward to studying this planet in even greater detail. Could this super-Earth be one of the next steps in the search for life beyond our solar system? The discovery of TOI 715b has opened up a whole new chapter in the exploration of exoplanets and what lies beyond our own home planet. The anomaly. Now here's where things get really interesting. TOI 715b doesn't quite fit the mold of what scientists expected. You see, red dwarf stars are the most common type of star in our galaxy. They are much smaller and cooler than our sun, so any planets orbiting these stars should, in theory, be much smaller too. In fact, most of the planets discovered around red dwarfs are either rocky and small, or gas giants. But TOI 715b is something else entirely. It's a massive super-Earth about 1.5 times the size of our planet, orbiting a red dwarf star. And here's the kicker. According to current models of planetary formation, such massive planets should not exist around these types of stars. This discovery is throwing all of our previous assumptions into question. How did this giant planet form in a place where it shouldn't be able to exist? The answer isn't clear yet, but that's what makes this discovery so groundbreaking. It could completely change how we understand the formation of planets. Maybe it's not just the size of a star that determines the size of the planets that orbit it, but other unknown factors. Some astronomers suggest that the planet might have formed through a different mechanism, such as the accretion of a vast amount of material that wasn't initially accounted for. Others believe it could have been captured by the red dwarf star after originally forming around another, more massive star. Whatever the reason, TOI 715b's size and its location in the habitable zone has sparked a whirlwind of new theories about how planets, and potentially life, can exist in places we never imagined. In many ways, this discovery is a cosmic curveball, and scientists can't wait to learn more about how it fits into the puzzle of our universe. Implications for life. Now, you might be wondering, what does this all mean for life as we know it? Well, TOI 715b's potential to support life is one of the most exciting aspects of this discovery. The fact that this super-Earth exists in the habitable zone of its star, where temperatures are just right for liquid water to exist, is no small thing. Liquid water is essential for life as we understand it, and the idea that it could exist on another planet opens up the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. But there's more to it than just water. TOI 715b is a rocky planet, which means it has a solid surface that could potentially support life forms. In fact, it's the perfect candidate for future studies that aim to find out whether there could be signs of life beyond Earth. The size of the planet also plays a role in its habitability. Because it's larger than Earth, it might have a thicker atmosphere, which could help protect life from harmful radiation. This could also make the planet more resilient to changes in its environment. Could there be microbes living beneath the surface, or perhaps advanced civilizations on the horizon? While we don't have direct evidence of life on TOI 715b yet, the fact that it sits in its star's habitable zone gives scientists hope. If life can thrive in the most unlikely places right here on Earth, who's to say it couldn't exist on a distant super-Earth? The implications of this discovery are profound. It opens up the possibility of finding life in places we've never considered before, and sparks a renewed interest in the search for extraterrestrial life. So, while TOI 715b might not have aliens waving hello just yet, it's certainly a place worth keeping an eye on as we continue our quest to answer the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? The road ahead. What's next for the search for exoplanets like TOI 715b? Well, this discovery is just the tip of the iceberg. As exciting as it is to find a planet that challenges everything we know, it's also the perfect jumping-off point for further exploration. There's so much more we need to learn, and this discovery opens up an entirely new field of study. First off, astronomers are already working on detailed follow-up observations. They'll be using instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope to peer deeper into TOI 715b's atmosphere, trying to detect the chemical fingerprints of life. This will help us understand the planet's atmospheric composition, whether it has an atmosphere thick enough to trap heat, and if it could sustain conditions similar to Earth. But the search doesn't stop there. Scientists are already hunting for other super-Earths in the habitable zone of nearby stars. In fact, TOI 715b is just one of many super-Earths discovered, and there's a growing list of planets that might be hiding life right under our noses. What's truly exciting is that every new discovery adds a piece to the puzzle of how life could arise on different worlds. So, while we haven't found definitive proof of life on TOI 715b yet, the door is wide open. Who knows? Our future missions could uncover something that changes everything. We could be looking at the birth of the next great space-age frontier, where we begin to answer the question, what lies beyond our Earth, and are we truly alone in this vast universe? The road ahead is filled with questions, curiosity, and the infinite potential to change the way we think about the cosmos. The discovery of TOI 715b is only the beginning of an extraordinary journey into the unknown. So what next? So, after all this, what can we take away from the discovery of TOI 715b? This super-Earth has rewritten the playbook on what we know about planets orbiting red dwarf stars. The fact that it's not just any ordinary planet but one that could potentially support life is a game-changer in our search for life beyond Earth. We've long thought that red dwarfs couldn't host such massive habitable planets, yet here we are with TOI 715b proving us wrong. But this discovery is more than just a scientific curiosity. It's a reminder that the universe is full of surprises, places and phenomena we can't even begin to imagine. If a planet like TOI 715b exists in a zone we thought was too inhospitable, who knows what else is out there waiting to be discovered? Our understanding of planetary formation and habitability is evolving, and this find is at the forefront of that change. It's pushing us to think bigger and dream bolder. And this is only the beginning. With new tools and technology, we will be able to study planets like TOI 715b in greater detail, and who knows what secrets they might reveal. Could this planet hold the key to unlocking the mystery of life in the universe? Perhaps it's not just a possibility, we may one day find ourselves gazing at TOI 715b through a telescope, wondering if life has already taken root. For now, the discovery of this super-Earth has shown us that the cosmos is far more mysterious and full of wonder than we ever imagined. So, the next time you look up at the stars, remember that the universe is just getting started in revealing its secrets, and we're only scratching the surface. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the cosmos. If you found this discovery as mind-blowing as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more groundbreaking insights. What do you think? Could there be life on planets like TOI 715b? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep exploring the edges of science and technology.